Welcome to Grandma Wiseman's Adventures with Children. Oh, today we've got such an exciting day. We're going to meet the lady that wrote these wonderful books on drawing, Miss Mona Brooks. Miss Mona, what beautiful pictures. Have these been drawn by your students?
Actually, this is a 5-year-old girl that drew this. And this is for the older children, this is a 13-year-old girl drew that one.
A 13-year-old?
And you guys are going to do that today.
Isn't that exciting? You out in TV land, go get your paper and some markers. If you can't find any paper, take a paper plate. That works very well. Find something to paint with us today because that's what it's all about. Miss Mona is going to show us how to paint beautiful pictures. I'll let you take over, Miss Mona.
Thank you.
Can you tell us about those pictures over here?
While the kids are running and getting some paper and some markers, you guys look up here, and moms, anybody that's watching, the way we're going to draw today is called realistic drawing. Sometimes when you draw by yourself and you do stick figures and stuff, that's what we call symbolic drawing. That's a different kind of drawing. Today you're actually going to learn how to see, learn the alphabet of shape, and these are some of the examples of what the kinds of drawings that you can expect from kids. We're going to draw these flowers. Here's a finished product by a 7-year-old girl, Mallory, and 9-year-old. Very similar kind of project here. 6-year-old Alicia, 4-year-old Jennifer. We have Marina, who is 7 years old. And in all of these cases, these children, just like you're going to do, learned how to see the edges of everything and put the pieces together. This is 8-year-old Laura. And here we have a 5-year-old, Meredith, okay? And here's the vase of flowers that Meredith drew, just like the vase of flowers you're going to draw, okay? The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to learn what I call the alphabet of shape, okay? I want you to look up here, and you're going to learn that when you go to draw the pieces of this still life, vase of flowers, it's always a matter of the edges being only one of 5 choices. So we're going to learn these real quick. And you've got a little chart you can take home. First one, look up here. Dot. Anything that's roundish and colored in is a dot. Anything that's roundish and empty is going to be a circle. I'm going to point real quick. Tell me what you see.
Oval.
And for now, there's ovals, there's ellipses, there's kidneys. But let's make it simple and just say anything that's roundish, circle. Anything that's colored in and roundish, dot. Here we go.
Dot. Dot. Circle. Circle. Dot. 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 Circle.
Then there's 3 kinds of lines. The first one has no bend, it's a straight line. The second one bends and it's a curved line. And the third one bends so much it comes to a point, it's an angle line. Let's say those. Straight line,
Curve line.
angle line. Straight lines can be fat, skinny, curved lines can go any direction, angles can be open like an L, closed like a V, and as we begin to see the pieces of this, you're going to see that. So the first thing I want you to do is take your black pen, open it up, and just copy these little exercises. And as you copy the lines, say what you're drawing. Go right ahead and start copying, just for a minute, kind of practice. Each line you make, say to yourself in your head what you're doing. Curved line, straight line, angle. Whatever you're drawing, just say it quietly to yourself. Now, while they're doing this, for the parents who are watching, you're going to want to know that children do not draw realistically by themselves. Very few rare children do that. They need to learn information, just like you're going to buy a piano, you wouldn't say figure it out for yourself. You need to learn the basic information first, okay? Now, we're not going to take too much time. Go up to the top of the paper and write your name. And you will notice that your name is made out of what? The 5 elements of shape. So all the alphabet letters are made out of the shape alphabet too, see? And there's not 5 basic shapes, there's 5 elements that make any shape there is. So, put that paper underneath your mat with your little chart. You can take those home and work on them later, but just put them under this mat. This mat's just to kind of keep the ink off the table here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start analyzing all the pieces of this bowl of flowers. So this is about the same size drawing paper as you saw that Meredith has used here on this one. Kind of plan your picture. The first thing I'm going to teach you to do is that when you're an artist, and there's no right and wrong way to do art, okay? There is absolutely no right and wrong way to do art. So what that means is we won't even say anything about each other's pictures at all. I want you to draw for yourself, not me. So don't ever ask me what I think of your picture, because guess what? I will not tell you. My opinion is worthless. You draw for yourself. You make your picture the way you want, okay? The very first thing we're going to do is the edge of the vase. Let's look at it. If we look at the edge of the vase, which one of the elements of shape is it? What is that? What kind of line is that?
Circle.
If it's all the way around, it's a circle, but what if I've got the flowers in there and you can't see the back? Now what do you got? Just the front edge is a curved line. Now, somewhere near the middle of your paper, so that you have room for the flowers in the top and you've got room for the base in the bottom, you put a curved line just for the top edge of that vase, okay? Get the top edge of your vase in there. And don't worry about it looking like anybody else's. Everybody's is going to look very different. I'm going to put mine about right there. And because I'm kind of drawing fast into the size, my picture's going to get kind of crooked because I'm going to draw over here real quickly. Look how it's double. Look at the edge of the vase. See how it's thick and double? So you need another curved line and make it double. We're going to leave the back open so we can put the flowers down into it, okay? Now, let's look at the side of the vase. Which one of the lines that we just learned is the portion from here to here?
Straight.
It's straight, okay? So we come down on each side and make a straight line. And your vase could be skinnier than mine, fatter than mine, doesn't matter. But you're getting the same basic shape to it. How about this? How about the side of this vase? Curved. Now watch, you don't go all the way to the bottom of the paper unless you don't want a mat. You could, but you might leave a little room for a mat if you want to have a mat. Make just one side. Don't do both sides, okay? That's okay if you did both sides. You've got a little different one. What I want, and you already did what I was going to say anyway, so it doesn't matter. I want you to notice that when you do the other side, the bottom is not straight. It is curved. And that's going to make your vase look a little more rounded. And you went all the way around, so you got it anyway. So when you get down to the bottom of the vase, curve across the bottom. And you'll have a more rounded looking vase. Cool. Okay. Now next, we're going to put one of these flowers in. And this is a tiger lily. Take your pen and kind of decide, where do you want your first flower to be? It could be anywhere in the picture. It could be here, 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 here. Put a dot wherever you want your first flower to be. Okay? Anywhere you want. Kind of up from the opening a little bit. Come up a bit from the opening somewhere so you can have a stem on it going down in. Okay? Now, look at this flower. Inside there, see, it's all about learning how to see. See that little stamen?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of a line would you draw that with?
A curve.
A curve or a straight, either one. So let's say I'm going to start right in there. I'm going to make a few little stamens. And what's on the tip?
A dot.
A dot. And you notice how that it's kind of a long, skinny dot? You make as many of those little stamens as you want in the middle of your flower. Okay?
Then we make a big one.
Yeah. That's called the pistil. Look at that one. See that one long, that long one there has got just
we do it?
one? Yeah. But look how you might make it a little different. I'm going to make it come up a little double with a little bulb on the end, a little curve on the end. Go right ahead. Now look at one of the petals. I want you to notice that right in the middle of the petal there's a line. You see it? So the first petal in the front, I'm going to make a little curved line that's the middle line of the petal. And then I'm going to start at the tip and come back, and I'm going to start at the tip and come back.
I can't see that one.
And you can make as many petals as you want. Another middle line and back. Middle line, start at the tip and come back. Middle line, start at the tip and come back. And make as many petals on your flower as you want. And yours is down there here. Now you might put another one up here somewhere because that one's kind of down near the opening, and now you've got room for another one. Okay?
Is that as much I could do?
Mason, you can put a curve out the sides for your petals. Now, parents and teachers, if you're watching, you might notice me going like this to their papers. Sometimes it looks like I'm drawing on their papers. I want you to know I never touch a child's paper. After 20 years, I meet people all the time that say, my teacher drew on my paper and I never drew again. So if you want to show somebody something, I mean, you can show them with your finger, but get a different piece of paper and show them what you want. Now, let's make another flower. Put another dot somewhere. Flower number 2. What do we put in the middle? Curve, 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 straight line with the little dots on the end for our stamens, and our long double one with a curve on the end for our pistil, and then as many petals as you want on your flower. Okay? Now you can come with a curve down in there for a petal. Just curve right down in there. Don't worry about it. You got it. Now start on the tip and go back. Start on the tip and go back. Go ahead. When I have never met somebody before and they're not used to it, sometimes you have to kind of eke them along a little bit. Now start on the tip and go back. You got it. Now make another petal.
Mona, I hate to disturb you, but
No
they
problem.
need to have a commercial. Can you wait for a commercial to learn the rest of it? Hang in there.
Behind that smile, her hair and dress are never quite the very latest style. The twinkle in her eye and the laugh behind that smile, her hair and dress are never quite the very latest style. Yet every time
Welcome back. This is Grandma Wiseman, and we're with Adventures in Children, with children. And remember, we're with Miss Mona Brooks. These are her books. And you can get them at almost any bookstore, or they will order them for you. Now, Miss Mona, do you want to go on with our drawing lesson?
Yes.
We're learning.
So what do we need next? These flowers need something. Stems, you got it. Get a skinny green. Let's start drawing in the colors that we're going to use now, okay? Get a skinny one to draw with, though, okay? And everybody will have to do something different because you all have different flowers, but start at your flower somewhere kind of near the bottom of it and get the stem to go down into your vase, okay? And then we're going to make it double so we can color it in. Try to keep it kind of thin. You don't want it to get too fat, okay? Now, you remember where your bud was? There's 2 little petals around a bud. They're called sepals. Watch. I'm going to make a little curvy, coming to a point. I'm going to curve, point, come back down, and then I'm going to make that stem. It could run into the stem that you've got, or it could run all the way down into your vase, however you want it to go. You can either take it down into your vase, or you can join it to the stem of one of your flowers. But how many flowers you made get stems to go down into your vase with the number of flowers that you made, and your little bud too. Get your bud to come down into your vase, okay? And we'll color those in a minute. Next, we're going to put in some other kinds of flowers into our picture. These are anise seed dried flowers. Do you ever see those flowers in your yard that you can eat and they taste like licorice? Well, this is when they're all dried up. Now, get a fat marker, whatever color you want these to be. It can be any color, but use a fat marker, and I'm going to show you a really neat trick. Okay? Get the pen opened up to a fat marker. Now, look over here on this example. See how this stem has little blobs of ink to make it look? Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to come up out of my vase. Okay, Melanie, look up, honey. Get the fat end and watch. Stop. Go a ways further. Stop. Go away. Look what's happening. It's making these little segments. And then on the tip, curve, 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 curve. And what's on the tips? Look at these. What's on the tips? Little teeny dots. Dot, 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 dot. Okay, I have to get out of the way so you can see Elise. And maybe put a couple of those in your vase somewhere. And make the little segments and then curve the tips. Everybody's will look different. And little dots all on the end. And get those into your vase.
How many? Two?
As many as you want.
I'll take two. Because I might already have stuff on one.
There you go, great. And those we don't have to color in because we made it with a fat pen. Okay? Then cap that pen. We're going to put two more things in there. Fine. This is a eucalyptus branch from a eucalyptus tree. Get whatever color you want this to be, but use a skinny pen, okay? Any skinny colored pen you want. I'm going to make...
Can I use a fat one, please?
If you wanted to use a fat one, but use the little tip. Get it on the tip or a skinny pen. And watch. Start from your vase and curve out into space anywhere you want that eucalyptus stem to
Can I
go.
use this one?
Any color you want, honey.
Oh, thank you.
And on the tip, on the very end, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the center of a leaf and curve around. Center line, curve around. Center line, curve around. Straight line, curve around.
Colors.
Just any color you want it to be.
I can't reach any.
You can't reach any? What color do you want, honey? I'll help you.
Green.
Green? Okay, you've got...
You can have this
God,
green,
boy,
too.
here's one right here. There you go. He's got one. And get as many of those petals, I'm sorry, leaves on your eucalyptus. I'm not going to finish
Is
mine.
this good?
There's no such thing as good and bad. Do it what you like. That's what's important. And don't worry about it if you don't like stuff. You know, it's no big deal. Artists never like everything they do. And parents at home, try to resist that telling them whether it's good or bad, or they'll just start drawing for you. You want them to draw for themselves. You go into an art gallery, you can see anything in there. So there is no right and wrong way.
Look pretty.
Okay? And if you're going to try to help them along, you can encourage them without telling them whether it's good or bad. Kind of get rid of those words. Now, we're going to put one more thing in there, and you'll catch up. We're going to put these little berries.
Yum. I'm hungry.
And all you need to do is pick what color you want to draw the stem with. I think I'll use this green. And just simply make some stems coming out, and look what I'm going to do. Straight line, straight line, straight line, so that I can put my tips. And when you
Oh, I have no room.
want to go behind, watch you guys. If you want to go behind something, you hit something, jump over.
Oh.
Just go behind it, jump over. And I'm going to put all these little lines coming out from it, and then I can pick whatever color I want. And what kind of an element of shape are we going to use to make these berries?
A dot.
You got it, a dot. So I'm going to make dots. So maybe get some berries into your picture. And when the program is over, you children at home will want to spend more time coloring in too. And we're going to color in during the commercials a little bit. So we're going to do one more thing, and then we'll use some time to color in, and you can too. I want you to pick, and you'll go back to working on those leaves in a minute. Look up, everybody. We're going to do one more thing here that's a little bit complicated, but you just need to listen for a second. Pick a skinny pen, the color you want this mat to be. And see, we've got a mat up here that's got a little fringe on the end. You might want to put fringe on it. You might want to put this pattern in it. But pick the pen that you want that mat color to be. And I want it, don't do it yet, don't do it yet, don't get ahead of me. I want to show you a trick. Do you notice that the back end is shorter? This one?
No, other one.
This one? Do you notice that the back is shorter than the front? That's going to make it look like it goes in the background. So watch. Make a long line across the front. and a shorter line across the back. This is called perspective. You're learning how to make it look like it's in perspective, and it gets smaller in the back. When you join it together, it will be smaller in the back. And you might want, now look over here. I might want the edge of my mat to have little fringes on it. Or I might want my mat to have a double rim all around it. If I want to make this pretty pattern, watch, it's real simple. Watch me. I'm going to make down, across.
Can we make any pattern?
You can make any pattern you want. Down, across. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate. I'm going to go where it's across, I'm going to go down, across. Where it's across, down, across. And it's kind of like a little woven mat if you want to do something like that, okay? Now, while you're kind of putting those pieces together, I want to just tell you a couple of things for you to remember as you draw by yourselves. Most important thing, somebody will tell you someday, maybe, that you can't look at pictures or that's cheating. You can't copy things. Guess what? That's not true. I really want you to know that realistic artists do not do everything from their imagination. They have to look at the object.
Can we just color this?
Yeah, go right ahead. Or they have to look at a picture.
Guess what? We have another commercial.
Okay.
So will all of you
color
keep
in.
coloring and get your mats done so we can see what it looks like when we're back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, great.
There's a twinkle in her eye and a laugh behind that smile. Her hair and dress are never quite the very latest style. There's a twinkle in her eye and a laugh behind that smile. Her hair and dress are never quite the very latest style.
Guess what? Have you finished your pictures at home? Ashley, Melanie, and Elise and Mason have finished their pictures. Miss Mona, you are a genius. What a wonderful thing to teach us all these things. Did you like learning?
Yeah.
What do we say to someone who has helped us so much?
Thank you, Miss Mona.
Thank you for being here. And I want to share with all of you what wonderful pictures they made. A half hour is pretty quick. We kind of rushed through it. But just so you can get an idea, this is Mason, 6-year-old Mason. And you'll notice that everybody's picture is very different. 6-year-old Ashley. See, when you look at them, they've got all the same components, but everybody did it their own way. And this is Melanie, also 6 years old. And this is Elise, 8-year-old Elise. So I want to thank you all for drawing with me, and I hope that you realized that you can go do this by yourself too. If you just take it slow, look at the elements of shape, put the pieces together. Most important, there's no right and wrong way to do it. Just have fun, okay?
Let's give her a hand. Are you ready? Thank you, Miss Mona. Do you know I have something I want to show you? When I was a little girl, in Burley, Idaho, it got very snowy. In fact, I had to walk on my brother's shoulders. He would carry me on his shoulders while he walked in the snow, and I didn't like snow, but I liked daffodils. And so when I married my husband and told him that I loved daffodils because they made me know that soon spring would come, oh, what fun I had when one day he presented me with some daffodils that I have loved. This is just on a piece of masonite. So you can draw on many things and have lots of fun and bring many happy memories to everyone. Are you all going to try and be good artists?
Yeah.
Very good. You know, to be creative is the most wonderful thing in the world, because when you're creative, people like to be around you because they don't know what you're going to think of next. Will you remember There's a twinkle in her eye and a laugh behind her smile. Her hair and dress are never quite the very latest style. Yet every time I see her, I know she is a queen. Grandmother, grandmother, the grandest lady I've ever seen. Do you know that song was written for my grandmother and my mother? Isn't that fun? Now will you go home and create another picture?
Yeah.
Create a song, a story, and make everyone know how happy you are to be such a great artist. Are you going to do that, Mason? Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed our visit at Grandma's again. We're going to have many lovely guests, but there is none quite as lovely as Miss Mona. Thank you.
Thank you for having
your
me.
time.
It was
and
very
your
nice
effort.
being here with you all today.
And thank the cameraman. Weren't they wonderful?
Yeah.
Wow. Are you ready to go home now?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, this is a wonderful time to make that moment yours by going home and giving your mother a picture. What a nice gift. I bet she'll want to frame it, don't you think?
Yeah.
Where do you think they're going to hang it?
On the wall.
You
On
got
the
it.
wall.
Not on the refrigerator. She knew. These
Thank
are for
you.
the wall. Thank
These
you
are
very
for the
much, Ashley.
Well, bye-bye, everybody. We're on our way again.